Hey, so just a couple of little hints, tips to help you do some things with this movie data. One of the big things is you could just sort by genre. So let's say you want to do that. I just click in this upper left-hand corner to just select all my data, data, go to sort, and then tell it to sort here. And even if I wanted to sort by even another level, like let's say by movie titles, so put the movie titles in alphabetical order. Notice I have sorted by genre. I have action, then I have adventure, and all that good stuff. Another thing you might do and you might like better is if you want to focus on particular, maybe you want to only look at action or adventure. There's a button, and this is back still on the data, called filter. If you click on that, these little arrows show up, which is pretty cool because I can use it for any of these. But for example, if I click the arrow here, I'm going to unselect all. Maybe I just want to see the crime movies. And so that's kind of nice because it lets you focus. And then like right here, you could go ahead and do, either on this sheet to get your answer, or typically what I tell students is to make another sheet and do a table, but I could get the average of the total gross sales, right? And so I could do that. I could get the standard deviation if I want it. And so what this gives me is so the mean, the standard deviation, and then like I mentioned, I could go to another, let me just put crime, I could go and create another spreadsheet here, and then I could actually put this data, I could move it, so I could cut it, and then I can go here, and notice if I paste it, it gives me paste options. I'm going to just hit Control V. Whenever you see these dollars or pound signs, it just means the cell's not big enough, so you just have to click and drag it. But then what you could do is you could then do action, and you could continue doing these for each group and make a nice little table, however you wanted to do it. All right, so the other big thing is, let's get everything showing here, is I kind of would like to do box plots and have Excel do it because it'd be way too difficult to do it by myself, right? And so the problem is if I just want, say, action. So let's just select action. Then this one's no problem. I select the total gross. I click and drag to select all my data. So all my data is selected. I go to insert. Over here where it says charts, I click this little down arrow, and then I go to all charts, and then I can see a box and whisker. Okay, and that's pretty much it. I'm done. I can double click on this and say that this was action movies. All right. However, what if you wanted to see all of the, and I'm going to just click on this and delete it. What if you wanted to see all of these side by side? So select all. The problem is I can't select because they're not like in columns side by side. But I could do that. I could go to a new spreadsheet and I can do action. I'm only going to do, because of time, a few. So action, adventure, animation. Action, adventure, and you may not want to do all of them, whichever ones you're actually looking at. And so then I go back to action and I get these values, the total gross. So I copy them. Oops, wrong sheet. And I paste them. Remember, you have to make that bigger so you can see it. I go back here and now I'm going to do the adventure. So I highlight, where's the last one that says adventure? I copy. I'm doing Control C to copy. And then I come over here and I paste, make that one bigger. And then finally, I go get some animation, which would be here through there. I copy and I paste. And now because these are side by side, watch what happens if I highlight all of this data. So I need to grab all the columns, but I need to go down and be sure I get this entire column as well. Go back to insert, click this little thing right there, that arrow, go to all charts, go to box and whisker, and notice now I see side by side box plots. So that's kind of nice. If you want to see them side by side, and then of course you can pretty things up, you can change things around, however you want to do it by clicking on design. So just a couple of tips, as far as sorting, filtering, and then box plots in Excel.